Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome into another Union Arena full set breakdown. Today we're going to be diving into the purple Black Clover set, based around the Black Bulls as well as the Dark Triad. Looks like some pretty good decks. I'm excited to dive into these. If you haven't seen, I should have the red starter deck breakdown as well as the full red set at least uploaded before this. Either way, all the full set colors and whatnot are up on other videos, so go check them out if you're curious. But yeah, starting it off, we've got a very, very interesting deck that we're going to be building here. While the purple Dark Triad deck definitely has means to wins in other ways, traditional ways, taking lives, damage 2s, etc. We do have this really, really interesting card that I'm sure every Dark Triad deck is truly trying to aim for. The true theme of the Dark Triad deck. I'm like 70 episodes into Black Clover, by the way. I've said it in some other breakdowns and stuff. I have no idea who these people are yet. Very excited to keep watching. Anyways, let me read it. 3 energy. Tree of Cliffoth. Oh goodness. At the end of your attack phase, if you have no cards in your deck and 3 or more Dark Triad affinity cards with unique names on your field, so just different ones, you win the game. So essentially, you know, I'm sure every Dark Triad deck's gonna try to have these on the field by some point in the game. Yeah, they're trying to mill themselves down to 0 cards, and then hopefully by the end of that attacking turn, be at 0 and win the game by a whole new way to win. Pretty wild. It also has another ability here, active main, switch to resting. Place 4 cards from your sideline into your removal. If you do, draw 2 cards, then place 1 from hand to sideline. And then you can only activate 1 of these per turn. So even if you have multiple trees on the field, you can only ever activate 1 of these per turn. It's generating 2 energy, and of course it's going to be an add to hand trigger because it's going to be your whole play style. The deck looks pretty good outside of this too, but yeah, just wanted to start with this in this breakdown because this is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be annoying seeing your opponent just drawing like crazy, trying to get down to 0 cards. But as you can see here, one of the main raids from the Dark Triads is gonna be this Dante card. 5 energy, 1 action point. When played, choose up to 2 characters on your opponent's front line. They're gonna lose 1k BP until the start of your next turn. And then when attacking, every time this character attacks, you place 2 cards from your deck into your sideline. So while you're gonna be drawing with so many cards, you're hopefully, I'm assuming, going to be trying to mill 2 every single time this character attacks, which is going to be crazy. But yeah, he's going to be a raid card, 4k BP, 1 energy generator. Of course, you want him on the front line, though. Pretty cool looking art, too, for a base SR. This is crazy. Dante. And then we've got this other Dante card, 4 energy, active main. Once per turn, place 4 cards from your sideline into your removal. If you do, choose 1 of the following effects. You can make him a damage 2 until the end of the turn, or you can make him a double blocker and impact nullifier until the start of your next turn. Essentially, just, you know, those are defensive things, so you want him on your opponent's turns. It would suck to do this for the double block, and then you swing that attacking turn into a special, and then he just dies. But regardless, could be solid, could be solid. Not really helping you mill, but could be really nice pressure effects, especially the impact nullify, because I'm assuming you're going to want to nullify a lot of impacts in this deck, because you're really trying to make the game go a little longer, as long as possible to really mill your deck down. Draw trigger, of course, that's another thing too. As many draw triggers is going to be great as possible in this deck. 4k BP, 1 energy generator. The other Dantes we'll have is, of course, the generic 0 energy. Add this card to hand, 1500 BP. You'll see this for a lot of raid cards. And then 2 energy, 1 action point Dante. When played, look at the top card of your deck, place it on the top of your deck, or sideline it. I'm sure a lot of the times you're hoping to just sideline it if it's a decent card or a bad card. Active trigger, 3k BP, 1 energy generator. But yeah, I guess we'll just finish it off with the Dark Triad since we're already this far into it. But yeah, the other deck for anybody curious that we'll be getting into in this video is the Black Bulls deck, which looks pretty insane, not gonna lie, especially this Asta here. Anyways, we've got Zenon, the other Zenon, the other raid card for Dark Triad. Hey, listen, I'm watching Black Clover, episode 70. 4 energy, Zenon, nullify impact, active main. Once per turn, place 4 cards from your sideline into your removal. If you do, this character gains, they cannot be blocked by characters with 3k or less until the end of your turn. Essentially, you're trying to block, you're trying to force your opponent to block with, like, you know, higher value cards that are like 4k BPs and stuff. Anyways, when attacking, draw a card, and when this character attacks and is blocked, you can place 1 card from your hand into your sideline, which could be good for this deck for sure because you're trying to remove a lot from your sideline in order to get some abilities off. But when attack and draw, we love that. We're trying to get down to 0. This is going to be a very fun deck. And then we've got Zenin, 0 cost. He's just going to be an Impact Nullifier. I can see Impact Nullifying being pretty valuable in this deck because I don't know how fast you're going to be able to get yourself down to 0, but the longer the game goes, the better. So less impacts, please. And then 1 energy, 1 action point. Zenin, also, these guys are raid targets, so they'll have value there as well. When sidelined, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Dark Triad or Devil Affinity card among them. Add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Damn, just let us sideline them. Come on. Active trigger, 3k, which could be good if it comes in at the right time. He is a 1k BP, but again, our raid cards, so not bad. We're at least getting a card from him, though. We're milling the deck a little there. 3 energy, 1 action point is in. When played, you may sideline 1 other character on your field. If you do, draw 2 cards. Ooh, okay. I don't hate that at all. Do we have when sideline abilities? Well, I guess this Zen in here. This Vonica. Draw trigger, which I think is going to be great in this deck, no doubt. 3k BP and double energy generator. That's a great card right there. And then, yeah, so this other card here that's going to be our color trigger in the deck, not a raid, but our color trigger. 3 energy, 2 action point Vonica. I think I'm saying that right. Haven't seen the Dark Triads yet. Bear with me. When played, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand to sideline. Okay, love that. When sidelined, play up to 1 purple card with 2 or less required energy, 1 action point, and Dark Triad or Devil Affinity card from your hand set to resting on the field. Ooh, okay. So yeah, that's a pretty nice ability to pop either with our own when sidelined abilities, like sidelining her with our own effects, or even just through blocking. Nice. 3,500. The 2 action points is a little rough, but it's a draw 2 trash one as well as she's an extra body just waiting to be played, so not bad at all. That's our color for purple. And if you don't know, for purple, the color trigger is you get to play a purple character with 2 or less required energy, 1 action point from your sideline set to resting on the front line, which could be pretty good with this deck. We've got this 1 cost Zenin, the 2 cost Dante. Definitely some pretty solid targets here. We've also got another Vonica if we want to play her in the deck, which we probably will since he's a 5 cost, having this card, which is just our generic, when active, she generates 2 energy. No trigger, but a good card, so we have extra double energy generations in the deck to play our big 5 cost later on. And just in order to have extra energy. That's never bad, of course. Anyways, the other Vonica we have here is a 0 energy cost, 1 action point. When sidelined, draw a card, and then trash a card from your hand. No trigger, but hey, if it happens through blocking our own effects, not a bad thing at all. And then I think that's pretty much it for the Dark Triads. You're not going to have too many options, but again, it's a pretty straightforward goal anyways, so the cards look pretty solid. And then also, I wanted to point this out while we're at it. There's 2 finals in this. Have we had that in a set? I was thinking back to it, but I don't think we have. In the purple set, we have Surpass Your Limits right here, right now. Love that. But then we also have the exact same cost, no differences other than the name, just straight up Dark Triad. But anyways, yeah, 2 different finals that you can pull, so there's that. And then we have the special for the Dark Triad deck, 4 energy cost, Presence of the Demon King. Oh, spoiler alerts, Demon King. Oh my god. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line. It loses 3k BP until the start of your next turn. If Dante's on your field, choose 1 of the following. You can target a 4k instead, or you can draw a card. Ooh, so you might have a play with this where you just want to use the 3k and then also get a draw off of this. That could be solid. I mean, again, we have 1 goal in this deck, right? We have 1 goal. But yeah, that's essentially the entire Dark Triad lineup. Again, you're not going to have too many options to mix in here. Maybe some Black Bulls cards that don't play too heavily into the Black Bulls. Maybe there's something in here that'll let you draw. I really doubt it, though. Oh, and before we dive into the Black Bulls, we do have this Devil Affinity card here. 2 energy cost Megicula? Oh, God. I can't wait to get to this part and actually hear the name. I watch it dubbed, too. Anyways, 70 episodes in. When played, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's front line. It loses 1k until the start of their next turn. Till the start of your next turn. Okay. Not bad. I mean, based off of what we saw, is this really a card we want in our deck? For the Dark Triads, it has no trigger. Doesn't help us mill much. Could be good, though, because I guess it does help with the special a little bit, right? But there it is. There's the last card that does play into the Dark Triads. But yeah, taking a look at the Black Bulls deck that you're going to be able to build from the purple cards here, essentially the deck is playing around trying to get as many of the Black Bulls on the field as possible, just trying to have as many of that affinity on the field, and yeah, getting some pretty good effects off along the way. So as you'll see here, one of the main cards are 4 energy cost Asta, our raid card. If you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, this character gains impact. And then this looks like a really good ability. The character battling this character loses nullify impact for the duration of this battle. So essentially, any impact nullifiers trying to block the impact of Asta, it gets nullified. So now we have impact nullification. Pretty wild. So yeah, Asta's always getting his impact off 99% of the time. There's some cards that can probably remove this from Asta, but anyways, when sidelined, you may place 1 Black Bull's affinity card from your hand into the sideline. If you do, you may play up to 1 base card of this rated character set to resting onto your front line. So basically, whatever Asta you rated on top of this, when this character gets sidelined, you get to play for free set to resting after he gets sidelined. Yeah, pretty solid. And then yeah, he's going to be a 4k BP, raid trigger, of course, 1 energy generator. And then the Asta cards that we're going to have in this deck are going to be our generic 0 cost add to hand that you'll see with a lot of raid cards. And then 2 energy cost, 1 action point Asta. During your opponent's turn, if you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, this character gains 500 BP with the active trigger as well. Not going to be bad at all. Could be pretty solid to have on your opponent's turn, and especially if he does come back as your rated card. You'll have a nice little 3,500 blocker potentially for defense. And this is probably a good time to jump over and mention the purple starter deck exclusives. So if you guys didn't hear, and I mentioned in the starter deck breakdown, there are going to be these promo packs in the starter deck that you can only get in the starter deck, the only way to get these cards, and there's actually going to be 2 purple cards. So basically, I think you're going to get 1 of each with every starter deck. So yeah, anyways, one of them is going to be an Asta. If you got more questions, definitely check out the starter deck breakdown video that I posted. But yeah, one of the cards that you can get from the promo pack is going to be a purple Asta, 1 energy, 1 action point. And this card looks pretty good that you'll probably want to run in the deck to raid on top of later. He's an impact nullifier, and during your opponent's turn, if you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on the field, he's going to be a 3k blocker, essentially, with the 3k active trigger. Just in general, for the 1 energy impact nullifier, I really think he's going to be solid for sure. And again, being able to come back onto the field if your opponent sidelines your Asta, that could be really, really good. And then the other starter deck exclusive promo card that we'll have for purple is going to be this 2 energy cost, 1 action point Henry. If you have 4 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on the field, he's going to count as a double energy generator. And then active main, switch to resting, 1 action point once per turn. You can choose 1 Black Bull's hideout card on your field and activate its when played ability. He doesn't have a trigger, but we'll jump over to the Black Bull's hideout. By the way, him being a double energy generator for 2 is really, really nice. But him also being able to trigger this for not free, but 1 action point once per turn is going to be really nice. So if you haven't seen the Black Bull's hideout yet, we'll break it down now. 2 energy, 1 action point. When played, if all the cards on your field have Black Bull's affinity, choose one of the following. You can either draw a card, or you can place a Black Bull's affinity card from your hand to the sideline. If you do, draw 2 cards. Could be really, really, really nice, especially if you're triggering this twice with that Henry card. It's also got the add to hand trigger, so if it does end up in your life, you're going to be able to play it later on. But yeah, that is going to be a nice little combo. And again, if you want to be able to mix in that Henry card into your Black Bulls deck for purple, which I pretty much recommend, you're going to need to get those starter decks or trade people for them. Who knows? I personally don't think those starter deck exclusives are going to be that rare. Maybe the alt arts a little bit, but one of the other big cards in the Black Bulls deck is going to be this Yami card. He's a 4 energy, 2 action point. When played, if you have 6 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, you can choose 1 character on your opponent's front line with 4k or less BP and sideline it. And then when attacking, you can choose 1 character on your field with Black Bull's affinity, and it gains 1k until the end of the turn. So you can even target him with that, make him a 5k, or other characters, who knows. And then active trigger with the 3k if it comes in clutch. The 2 action points could be a little high of a cost to pay, but since you're removing a card, I think it's going to be worth it. You definitely want to play him when you have those 6 others, and you'll see as you saw with the Asta, and as you'll see with other cards, hopefully keeping that 6 others on the board isn't going to be too difficult. Next, we've got this gray card, 1 energy, 1 action point, no effect, active trigger though, 2500 BP. Not a bad card, especially just for costing 1. Just to have those Black Bulls affinities on the field. And then we've got 3 Energy Gauche. When played, choose 1 character on your field with Black Bull's affinity. Play up to 1 purple character with 2 or less required energy, 1 action point, and the same name as the chosen character from your hand or sideline, set to resting on the field. And then at the end of your attack phase, sideline that character. He's going to be the color trigger for the deck, and a double energy generator, which is great. So you're probably going to want to run him for sure. But yeah, this effect looks like it could be really solid. It kind of sucks that the character goes away at the end of your attacking turn. I wish that they could just stay on the field for like 1 extra turn or something. But in general, it's going to be really nice being able to play him, and hopefully being able to play an extra card for free that turn as well. Get that affinity count up. And then we've got 3 Energy Gordon. This is going to be the card that costs 1 less to play energy-wise if your opponent's running a green or a red deck, which is going to be the other Black Clover colors. Not terrible. And honestly, could be very runnable in this deck. Double energy generation, and we're going to have that other affinity too. So no trigger, but who knows? Could be a good card to have a couple of. 3 energy, 1 action point, Zora. If on the front line, once per turn when your opponent activates an active main ability, if you have another Black Bull's affinity card on your field, draw a card. Ooh, okay. That's pretty solid, honestly. No triggers, unfortunate, but I can almost guarantee you're getting a draw off of this almost every single time. That's really nice. Assuming your opponent has active main abilities, but they're pretty common in this game, I'd say. And then we've got 0 energy cost Charmy. When played, choose 1 character on your field. It'll gain 1k till the end of the turn. 500 BP, draw trigger. Not terrible. We might have other 0 cost options for this deck, but we'll probably run it for sure. And then we've got 0 cost Nero. Active main, this is going to be our switch to resting. It'll generate 2 energy till the end of the turn, and then we have to sideline it after our main phase. Could be good, but I don't think we want to remove cards from our field, right, to be fair. Who knows? But that's the other thing, too, is our 2 big cards in this deck are only 4 costs. So I'm going to be honest. I don't think this is a necessary card to run at all. We don't want to remove cards from our field, and we don't need the energy so bad that we're running this card. I'd say when you have like 5 or especially 6 or 7 cost cards like in green, that's where cards like this become really, really valuable. But since our highest cost is a 4 in this deck, I think we could definitely get away with not running this, no problem. We also have other 0 options too, so that's no problem either. And then we have 2 energy cost Noelle. When played, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Black Bull's affinity card among them, add it to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and then if you did take a card, sideline a card. So yeah, essentially a search for a Black Bull's at a 4. Could be good. Get to your Astas or your Yamis quicker, whatever you're looking for. No triggers, unfortunate, but she's also a 3k BP, so for a 2 energy cost, we'd like to see that. And then this Vanessa card looks pretty nice. 3 energy cost, 2 action points. When played, play up to 1 purple character with 2 or less required energy, 1 action point, and Black Bull's affinity from your sideline set to resting onto your field, or you can raid with it, like if it's the Asta. I think that's our only purple raid for this. If you have 6 or more other Black Bull's affinity cards on your field, you can target a 4 cost or less, so that's when you can actually target the raid Asta. I mean, just in general, that's going to be really nice, essentially reviving a character. When I saw this character's awakening her abilities, oh man, that part of the anime was wild. It was also Asta's awakening too. That was kind of an insane arc, I can't lie. I love how the arcs in this anime, just you don't see it coming and then just crazy stuff happens. But yeah, very good Vanessa. No trigger, unfortunate, but I think that's going to be a very runnable card, no question. 1 energy, 1 action point Finral. This will be our generic. When played, return a 1 cost or less to your hand. If you don't, you'll have to return him to your hand. He is a double energy generator, but again, we're not desperate for double energy generation, I would say, in this deck, especially to the point where we're returning characters from the field to our hand. We are trying to get 6 on the board as fast as possible. So I would once again say this is probably a card we don't even want to run, let alone need to run. 0 energy cost Magna. When played, if you have another Black Bull's affinity card on your field, draw a card, then place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. Sure, yeah, that's totally fine. That's so funny, it's a draw trash, but he can't be the first Black Bull's card you play. Sure. Alright, no trigger too is kind of unfortunate, but he is a 2000 BP, which is nice. Can't lie. And then the last cards for the Black Bulls deck. Again, I mean, you could run the Dark Triad final card if you wanted to, but you should definitely be running, of course, Surpass Your Limits right here, right now. Oh, all the Awakenings under Yami's lead. I love it. And then we've got the special for the Black Bulls, which looks really, really nice. 4 energy costs, 1 action point. Choose 1 character on your opponent's front line. It loses 1k BP for each Black Bulls affinity card on your field until the end of the turn. So what's really nice about a card like this is when it comes to effects like characters saying they can't be sidelined or they can't be removed from the field by abilities, stuff like that. Abilities that just straight up reduce power actually bypass that, because if you don't know, in Union Arena, when a character hits 0 BP through effects on the board, they actually get sidelined if that happens. Maybe even do something crazy like with Saitama. Yeah, because then you could reduce them with 2 of these. Yeah, you could actually, huh? I'm sorry, One Punch, I'm always thinking of ways to remove that Saitama card. And yeah, if you literally just have 5 Black Bulls on the board, you can remove Saitama from the board with this. Because yeah, you can still target him with event cards and reduce his battle power and stuff, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, that is the Black Bulls deck. That is the entire full purple Black Clover breakdown. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm excited to run the Black Bulls deck. I think it looks really good. While it doesn't look like it's doing anything too insane, I mean, it's board flooding really good. It's playing off the sideline quite a bit with a couple cards. Some removal, and I can't lie, this Asta always getting impact off, even if your opponent has an impact nullify, is kind of insane. You'll have Yami there to make him a 5k when attacking in case, in case there is a big card to block the impact. It's going to be really nice. I think this Asta is going to be a fantastic addition to this game because impact nullification. Of course, Asta's doing that. That's so crazy. Removing abilities. I love it. Taking people's magic. And then the last Black Bulls character that we have, that they why do they should have literally just swapped these two. They just have him in the corner here. My boy Luck. During your turn, 4 energy during your turn, this character gains 1k BP, so he'll be a 4k. And then when played, if you have 6 or more other Black Bull affinity cards on your field, you can actually play him set to active. Ooh, with the draw trigger, let's go. They made Luck a really good card. I like that. So basically, you can straight up play him, hopefully with 6 others, and have him set to active, ready to swing that turn as a 4k. That's really nice. I like that. Luck is such a cool character. Him and Magna. Oh, man. What a great anime. I'm enjoying it. 70 episodes in. I can't wait to finish it. But yeah, that is the purple set. Let me know what you're going to be running. Let me know if you're going to be trying to mill your deck down to 0 for the win, or if you're going to be trying to flood the board with the Black Bulls. And let me know if you think they're going to be good. I think they both stand a very good chance, and you're doing so much drawing with this deck too, for sure. But yeah, appreciate you guys' support. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one.